If you are in a low-lying area along the river, leave. I can't iterate this enough. If you're in an area that has past history of flooding, it will flood during this storm.
Hours after Helene has come through Asheville, this is now a major story. Huge trees like this pine tree, which is rotted, you can hear it's hollow, basically crashing right across Hendersonville Road, a major thoroughfare north and south into downtown Asheville.
We're a little bit trapped right now. A bunch of us came down for a bachelor party and no power, no running water. All we have is beer.
Especially tough for people that have small kids. Grocery store, gas stations. It's hard to find anything right now.
We have been trying to get out from the hospital since 6 a.m.
6 a.m. What time is it now?
10:30.
Okay, so as I kept going down 26 East, when I got to the bridge, it was completely flooded.
We went every direction and knew we weren't getting out, so we figured we maybe spend the night here.
And so what the detective told me is we're like in a funnel, like we're surrounded by water at this point.
There are still people trapped in their homes. You can see that the floodwaters washed out this road behind me, and we've also heard from multiple people out here that teams are here recovering a body. Rural parts of Swannanoa look like a wasteland that residents hardly recognize.
The water was up almost to the first level of our place.
Sue and Don Barnwell have lived here in Beetree more than 50 years.
I mean, it's something you can't help.
The Barnwells and other residents know of a man missing from his home upstream from the Beetree century-old Christian church. Mud surrounds it, water and trees destroyed it. The aftermath, some here see as flooding of biblical proportions.
We are expecting the Swannanoa River to crest at 27 feet this afternoon. That will blow the record out of the water, literally.
A lot of people's comparing it to the flood of 77. A lot of people's comparing it to the flood of, I think, 04. Some people says this is worse than the 2004 flood, but I don't know what it was like out here in 2004, but this is probably the worst one I've seen in my lifetime.
We didn't realize how an event like this would essentially cut the city off from being able to do transportation or being able to go get food or being able to go get medication, because it's like I have prescriptions at that Walgreens and now I can't get it.
I was able to get out and see the extent of the damage earlier today. Throughout this event, my heart was heavy for our community, and only in the light of day was I able to take in some of the true devastation our community has endured.
At Brother Wolf right now, we have waters coming into our building. The bridge down the road from us is breached. This is a critical situation. We need our animals in emergency foster homes. We know that when we get this much rain in Asheville, there is rain inside Brother Wolf's shelter. The road outside of Brother Wolf is completely inaccessible, and so staff can't get here to take care of the animals every day. This is why we are in desperate need of fosters to show up. We also need monetary donations to help us through this crisis. We've sent so many dogs and cats already out this morning. We're so grateful. We still have about 20 dogs left and over 75 cats. We're asking people, even if you just have a spare bedroom, spare bathroom, you can put a cat in for the weekend. It would really help us out and it would get these animals to a safe place. Brother Wolf relies on this community every day to do our life-saving work. We are asking people to show up as soon as possible today to get all of our animals out. It would immensely help these animals if you could show up at Brother Wolf today. Even if you're not a foster, come by. We need our communities to show up. They need safety right now, and we have to get out of this building before it gets more critical than it already is.
We come outside and watched it, and it wasn't 5 minutes, the chief messaged me, say, tornado on Piney Knob Road.
I was scared.
What did your dad say? He said run for cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got under our shed, and we were just watching the leaves go around and around, and Dad said, it's a tornado. So if he grabbed me, I grabbed him, and we took off to the house.
I've seen a lot of devastation in Florida from the hurricanes over the years. Never saw any flooding like this. This was the worst flooding I'd ever seen from any hurricane I'd actually been in.
As Storm Helene passes, many people were left without food and resources.
I wasn't able to get to the side of town where the hotel was, so I actually had to stay in my car last night. And I had gone over 30 hours with essentially no sleep and no food at all. I was completely so hungry, I was not myself.
I just feel for folks and hope they can get their lives back together because this area was coming back.
Hot Springs.
When I saw this, I broke out in tears, man.
And Marshall.
Just takes my breath away. You know, it's been here for so long.
2 mountain towns destroyed.
We watched it from the edges happen. Watched the water come push through these walls, take out buildings and move them entire areas over.
There are holes in the floors of buildings. City Hall, the floor it's buckled. Just all the buildings up and down this street are just destroyed. The face of Hot Springs is never going to be the same again, but that doesn't mean that Hot Springs will not be the same. Our community will be the same. We've come together, and this is going to make us stronger.
It's been devastating to the town of Marshall. As many bad things as I have seen, I've seen a lot of good things in recent days with people helping people, strangers hugging strangers.
Hundreds of elderly and disabled folks relying on neighborly help to get just a bit of water to flush their toilets. We spoke to some residents who say they feel like they've been left to fend for themselves. This man is doing what he can to help. He's hauling buckets of water from the dumpster below the apartment building up to residents' rooms.
The water's out, thank goodness. A very nice neighbor of mine came up with a half a 5-gallon bucket, about 2 gallons of water, and got the commode flushed down, so that was very helpful.
The city of Asheville says there's extensive damage to the water system and restoring it could take weeks.
Thank you, everybody.
We take wholeheartedly the call on us to seek the welfare of our city.
Continue to pray for all these folks. We have people that are so hurting.
Coming together to help a suffering community in need.
We want to make sure that everybody is okay in these communities. We're trying to get to them, we're trying to find them, but we're also trying to resource them the best way that we can.
One cook working in the dark to help those that need it.
We're just rocking with one grill or one fryer at this point because we don't have a suppression system or hoods. So yeah, and Frank has been amazing. He's been in that kitchen all day cooking for everybody here. So God bless Frank.
Yep, this is our last meal.
We have like all the blue collar workers around here, all the apartments around here, like the high schools around here. It's an even better feel for us because these are our friends and family too.
It shows how great how everybody is and how we fight together, you know, to have each other's back to make sure everybody's okay.
It's a different world we're living in right now in this area of North Carolina.